Welcome to Rock Club's record album review of Van Halen II. My name is Kevin Z, and I'm a lifelong musician and music fan. I'd like to think I've gained some musical wisdom over my 50 years of listening to, performing, and studying music from among my many favorite artists. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my Rock Club channel, as I intend to review another monumental album each week. I grew up with classic rock bands like Led Zeppelin, Boston, and Kiss. I watched as new wave bands like Duran Duran hit big on MTV and television shows like Friday Night Videos. I witnessed the evolution of 80s alternative rock and hair metal and the rise of grunge. I'll give you my perspective on epic rock albums spanning across these years. I hope I can pass some of this knowledge along to my daughters, Sky and Ava, whose playlists include tunes from my album collection and my first generation iPod here. Another inspiration has been folks from work who heard my playlist songs, and many of them heard them for the first time, and they commented how today's music had changed so much and how Generation Z can benefit from my knowledge of these great artists and bands. I'm reviewing artists' albums in their format order as they were originally intended to be listened to, so keep in mind these are my opinions, so feel free to comment, agree, or disagree. So let's begin. Flashback to the summer of 1979, and I'm flipping the FM radio dial on the stereo system, trying to find a song to play along with on my drums. My drum set was set up in the corner of my bedroom, and I would jam along to the radio for hours during the summer with the stereo speakers set up on each side of me like monitors. I flipped the dial to KQRS, which was the Twin Cities home of rock, and I hear this kick-ass drum intro part with the cowbell. Kink, 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 kink. That was the song was Dance the Night Away by Van Halen. So lo and behold, I turned the channel to KDWB, American Top 40 station. And there it is, the very same song playing. Tink, tink, tink. Spin the dial once again, and yep, you guessed it. Dance, dance, dance the night away. It was all over the radio. It was everywhere. So pretty sure it was my older sister, Brenda, who brought home the album here. And after one full listen, I was absolutely blown away. The album was Van Halen II. Released on March 23rd, 1979, Van Halen II was the follow-up to the band's amazing debut album that freaked every guitar player out and sent them to the woodshed trying to emulate Eddie Van Halen's amazing solo on Eruption. The band's second album, produced again by Ted Templeman of Doobie Brothers fame, by the way, it was recorded at Sunset Studios in Hollywood, California, and it was brilliant. Not only did it contain radio-friendly tunes like the aforementioned Dance the Night Away, but it also would make Van Halen a household name. It also rocked so fiercely that it just might blow your stereo speakers out if you weren't careful. Van Halen were dangerous. One look at the band's photos on the back cover, which are on this t-shirt here as well. And you can see that we've got the iconic leaping frontman David Lee Roth, Eddie Van Halen on guitars with his famous guitar Bumblebee. We got Michael Anthony on bass, and of course, Alex Van Halen holding, flipping, flaming drumsticks with his double kick set. So the Ludwig double kicks inspired me to trade in my Slingerland set for a Ludwig kick back in the 80s, I must admit. Track number 1, You're No Good. You're No Good opens with this mysterious Michael Anthony flanger affected bass guitar solo, building into the cover, the only cover of the album, which was originally written for Linda Ronstadt, but Van Halen makes this song their own, complete with Diamond Dave Lee Roth screeches, great chorus harmonies, and incredible, of course, an incredible guitar solo by Eddie Van Halen. Just the right way to get the party started. Track 2, side 1, Dance the Night Away, the first single released off the album and one of Van Halen's biggest hits. With its upbeat tempo, sing-along chorus, and melodic guitar harmonics by master musician Eddie Van Halen. This is the FM-friendly tune that brought the ladies aboard the Van Halen train, and the train was leaving the station. Track 3, side 1, Somebody Get Me a Doctor, is a tune that the band had in their back pocket from early demos and unleashed it here on the second album. It has all the ingredients of early era Van Halen: bombastic intro, David Lee Roth shrieks, a blistering guitar solo from Eddie, and of course references to getting wrecked. Somebody give me a shout. Track 4, side 1, Bottoms Up, is a super shuffle featuring some dynamite double kick drum work from Alex Van Halen. Yes, a face-melting guitar solo from Eddie. It's also in the mix, and lo and behold, it's a song about drinking. Go figure. Last song on side 1, Out of Love Again, begins with what sounds like a UFO landing, but it's only Eddie working the wall of feedback from his amp, only to erupt into an incredibly fast and funky song. The band simply hums like a revved up engine. The riffs come hard and heavy, and this is a hidden gem off this second album. Side 2 opens with the Blazer, Light Up the Sky. It's an Alex Van Halen double bass playing tour de force, and David Lee Roth sings of the impending youth explosion that is on the horizon. Incredible drum solo in the middle by Alex Van Halen that builds back for the wailing outro. In my honest opinion, this is the best tune off the album. Track 2, side 2, Spanish Fly, features Eddie Van Halen working his magic on a classic nylon stringed acoustic guitar that was given to him as a gift from none other than Nancy Wilson of Heart. Eddie shows us that he is not only a master of metal, but also of this flamenco style guitar playing as well. Who knew? Track 3, side 2, D.O.A. Dead or Alive, is a real rocker, and Diamond Dave lets us know what the life of a hard rocking rebel is all about. Broken down and dirty, dressed in rags. From the day my mama told me, boy, you pack your bags. Van Halen brothers could really relate to this, as they grew up poor, with Eddie saying as a teen he could never afford all the fancy effects pedals and stuff, so he had to force the sounds that he wanted out of just his guitar and amplifier. Pretty incredible. They recruited David Lee Roth in part because he owned this huge PA system, which any fledgling rock band will tell you is a vital component to success when you're starting out. Who's got the best PA system? Yes, we need it. Loud. Track 4, side 2 is Women in Love. It has a beautiful guitar intro by Eddie, which breaks into this great mid-tempo tune that has Dave telling his gal to basically make up her mind, take it or leave it, honey. All these crazy women, just one more crazy night. One night's all we're given, so baby, leave me alone. Oh baby, just stay the night. Great tune. Last song off the album, Beautiful Girls. This was the second single released and another huge radio hit for the band. The tune absolutely swings as Dave sings this ode to those adoring female fans. Here I am, ain't no man of the world, no. All I need is a beautiful girl. Ain't that the simple truth? Van Halen II is a hard rock masterpiece, having sold over 6 million copies in the US, making it one of their most popular. And in my honest opinion, it is the best of the Diamond Dave era Van Halen albums. Thanks for tuning in, and look for more Rock Club record album reviews in the near future. Peace.